Here is a number that should stop you in your tracks. Last month, parts of the UK and Ireland touched around 37 degrees Celsius. And yet this summer, taken as a whole, has run slightly cooler than average with more rain than normal. Both things are true at once, and today is a perfect example of why. Right now, on Wednesday the 5th of August 2026, the national picture is broadly dry. The 14-day outlook published earlier this week put high confidence on a largely rain-free Wednesday across the United Kingdom, with one specific caveat: showers were flagged as likely early on across northern areas. So this is not a wet day and it is not a washout. It is a quiet, settled gap between weather systems. The important question is not whether it will rain on you. It is why this gap has opened up, because that tells you what your Thursday, your weekend, and your travel plans actually look like. A dry day like this one almost always comes from the same mechanism, and it is worth understanding in plain words. When air is sinking rather than rising, it warms slightly as it descends and dries out. Cloud droplets evaporate, showers struggle to build, and you get long spells of sunshine with light winds. That is high pressure doing its job. Rain needs the opposite, air being forced upwards, cooling, and condensing into cloud. The reason forecasters could commit to today with high confidence is that this sinking, stabilizing pattern is large and slow moving, so it is easy to predict. The reason they hedged on the north is that the edge of any settled zone is always ragged. Northern Scotland and northern England sit closer to the track of Atlantic weather front sliding around the top of the block, which is why early showers were penciled in there rather than in the south. Same day, same country, two different regimes. The genuinely useful shift this week is not in the temperature numbers, it is in the confidence language. The current national outlook describes forecast confidence as high, then falling to moderate. That is not filler wording. It is a direct signal that the settled pattern holding today in place is not expected to be firmly anchored for long. Alongside that, the Met Office issued its long-range view for much of August, with a great deal of public interest in whether more sustained sunshine returns after a mixed start to the season. Motoring analysis published on Monday the 3rd of August summarized the recent run of UK weather bluntly: more rain than average, slightly cooler temperatures, and broadly typical sunshine levels. Read those together and a clear story emerges. The UK has had heat spikes rather than a heatwave summer. Today's calm is real, but it is a pause in a changeable pattern, not the arrival of a stable one. For drivers, a dry Wednesday in early August is a mixed blessing, and here is why. The obvious risks are gone: no standing water, no aquaplaning, no spray on the motorway. But settled high pressure brings its own hazards that people underestimate. Clear overnight skies allow heat to escape, so early mornings can start with patchy mist in valleys and low-lying areas, which burns off unevenly. Then there is low sun glare, the single most underrated summer driving hazard, worst on east-facing roads in the morning and west-facing roads in the evening. Clean windscreen inside and out, plus sunglasses in the door pocket, genuinely reduces that risk. Add to that the roadworks factor. National Highways publishes a rolling road closure report, and summer is when major schemes run because contractors want dry working conditions. So the same weather that makes your journey pleasant is the weather that puts cones on your route. Check before you leave. August is the sharpest end of the British tourist calendar, and today sits right in the middle of it. London in particular is running at peak visitor volume, with long daylight hours, outdoor festivals, major sporting fixtures and open-air concerts all competing for the same pavement space. That has a practical consequence: on a dry, bright Wednesday like this one, everybody makes the same decision at the same time. Outdoor attractions fill up, queues lengthen, and rooftop venues and parks absorb the overflow. There is a weather link worth knowing too. Changing the guard takes place at 11 in the morning during the summer, but it is weather permitting, so a settled dry day like today makes it far more likely to go ahead as scheduled and therefore far more crowded. The counterintuitive tip is simple. On the best weather day of the week, indoor museums and galleries are quieter than usual. Use that. Early August is also the densest stretch of the UK festival season, with event guides listing a heavy programme of outdoor music and cultural events running through the month. For organizers, a dry Wednesday is not just pleasant, it is operationally decisive. Wednesday is build day for a huge number of weekend events. Stages go up, cabling gets laid, and vehicles move across grass fields. Rain on a Wednesday means rutted ground, restricted vehicle access and, in the worst cases, capacity reductions before a single ticket holder arrives. So today's dry window has real economic value that never appears in the forecast graphic. If you are heading to an event later this week, that matters to you directly. Firmer ground now means better parking, less mud, and fewer last-minute changes. It also explains why event organizers watch the midweek forecast far more anxiously than the weekend one. The ground conditions you will stand on were decided today. Looking ahead, the honest read is cautious optimism rather than confidence. Because forecast certainty is described as easing from high to moderate beyond the immediate period, the sensible assumption is that today's settled feel is more likely to erode than to extend. In practice, that means showers becoming more possible again, especially in the north and west, which are always first to feel an Atlantic influence. Then there is the event a lot of people are already planning around. On Wednesday the 12th of August 2026, exactly 1 week from today, a solar eclipse crosses the region, and the UK is set for a substantial partial view. Astronomy guides have been publishing UK-specific advice for weeks. Here is the analytical point: the entire experience will be decided by cloud cover on the day, not by the astronomy, which is already fixed. So the weather pattern developing over the next 7 days is the thing genuinely worth watching. So what should you actually do with all of this? 3 things. First, treat today as a use it or lose it day. It is a high-confidence dry window inside a summer that has been wetter and slightly cooler than average, so if you have an outdoor job, a long drive or a garden task, today is the day to do it rather than to defer it. Second, if you are in the north, plan for early showers clearing rather than assuming wall-to-wall sunshine, because that was the one flagged caveat in the national outlook. Third, remember that falling forecast confidence later in the week is a warning, not a detail. It means anything you fix rigidly to a specific day beyond about Friday deserves a backup plan. The lesson of this summer is that the UK has been delivering short bright windows rather than long settled spells. Today is one of those windows. Make it count.